what's the best thing people should do for their health right now? We're coming to the summer. You've said vitamin D, these protocols, get out in the sun.
Well, the simple things. Okay. So
Yeah.
who dies from COVID-19? Obviously, age is a really big, important factor. But the second one is metabolic inflexibility, the ability to seamlessly transition between burning fat and carbohydrates as your primary fuel. So what are the two things you want? But the most important thing you can do, doesn't cost you a penny, is to do something called time restricted eating, so that you take your eating window and gently and slowly compress it down between 6 and 8 hours. Most people eat more than 12 hours a day. And just doing that, not even changing your foods, but I, of course, recommend changes to healthy foods would be helpful. Now, the second most important thing about the diet and metabolic flexibility that you can do is you absolutely, this is no question, you have to eliminate every vegetable oil, not that's in your house, but it's in the food. So you have to read the labels. Ideally, don't buy any processed foods. Be really, really careful about eating in restaurants. Obviously, many of them are closed now or shut down or out of business, but fast food restaurants aren't closed, and that's almost all they use. So never any fried food. It's like it's the worst food you can eat. It will absolutely accelerate your progression to death. So eliminate
just out of curiosity, is olive oil
oils.
a vegetable? Is that a vegetable oil?
Technically it's a fruit oil, but olive oil is a good example. And in my new book and on our site, we go into this. Most of olive oil is adulterated. 80% of it is absolutely adulterated. They adulterate cheap oils like safflower oil, which is 70% linoleic acid. So that is something I would avoid.
So what's the best oil?
High quality olive oil, the kinds you get in these specialty stores, and it's very expensive. I don't know, $30 a quart or something or more. Then maybe a tablespoon a day is fine. I mean, it's anything in moderation is typically okay, especially if it's a natural and processed food. So olive oil would be exception, but coconut oil works. Butter is great. Beef tallow. So you just got to be careful, and taking high amounts of seasoned nuts can be problematic too, because most of them, with the exception of macadamia nuts, are just loaded with this omega-6 fat linoleic acid. So doing that, making sure you get your vitamin D levels checked. It's probably a lot lower than you think it is. The only way to know is like your blood pressure. You don't know what your blood pressure is until you measure it. You got to measure your level. You make sure it's over 40. 40 is the bare butt minimum. The doctor, I have people who know that, or at least know they have to do vitamin D. They go get their blood levels checked. It's like 25, and the doctor tells them it's normal because the normal low is 20. That's what they put on the conventional reads, and it's not. It's a lie. It's supposed to be between 60 and 80, but they don't have the right normals. That they have our averages, and the average person, 90% of the people have blood levels of vitamin D that are too low. So if your blood level of D is low, you are going to be at higher risk of developing every major disease like heart disease and cancer and diabetes, and your risk for infection goes through the roof. Again, go to stopcovidcold.com and you've got all the science there to support this. This is not idle speculation. This is well-established, peer-reviewed literature. So
fantastic. Well, and we got to look out for your book. Your book is releasing, I think, next month, right? In April?
Yeah, April. The third week. I think April somewhere. The third week.
All right, there it is. The truth about.
Hopefully, it won't compete with the additional censorship. I'm not sure if you're aware now, but Amazon has banned like Dr. Seuss books in the future, like near future. So the top 10 selling books are Dr. Seuss books.
This is the world we live in, but you're still hopeful.
I'm very hopeful. I'm beyond hopeful. I'm excited. I just know the outcome is going to be good. So it looks bad now, but it really isn't. If you understand the deep underlying principles here. As I said, I'm aligning some very clever, sophisticated, technical individuals, and there's large money. We're talking 10-figure amount of money that's backing this project. So more than that, actually. So it's a big long-term project, but it's going to be successful because we're going to beat these guys at their own game. It's still a David versus Goliath, but when you've got the truth on your side, it's going to, how can you not win? The more people who see the truth, the more that will wake up and find that there are alternatives to what this mainstream brainwash propaganda is doing to them.